See, here's the problem with modern New Age spiritualism. People don't realize that that has been used as a general copy of what it really is. Not good, not bad. They're expressing it, but they're using it in such a way where there's a key principle here in how young intelligent seekers or whatever following up on this, generally speaking, it not necessarily directly um making any accusations here. It's just the general feel of things, right, within the energy. So what people don't realize in the field of spirituality is there's a field of distortion just generally, right? And that field of distortion, most respectively, the intelligence individual and collective, most respectively, obviously, it hasn't and I say most respectively because I don't want to like, I'm not trying to insult anybody, because if I'm like hearing, I'm trying to like, if I'm hearing myself and someone says something that's like, offensive, just absolutely offensive, then obviously someone's going to click off. But if like without the whole message throughout, 9+ years quality underground, without the whole message of a living embodied intention, for someone to just focus on something of, oh, he said that, that's all you got out of it, for like the safety of like your fucking family and shit, that's all you really got out of it, me saying some shit that you didn't realize there was a bigger purpose and intention for that, that's all you got out of it? Like, see, that's the thing. So the intelligence, it's not there, respectively. So like the intelligence generally in 2025, no disrespect, most respectively, it hasn't reached a just a general awareness of like there's a field of distortion out there. And as there's a field of distortion out there, it could, that without acknowledging that key component, it could get the best of any spiritual practitioner, right? Because you're always going to be with that in the 3D. It's a fucking universal thing within that thing. There's a field of distortion that expresses itself just as much as the quote unquote purity expresses itself. And then 3D is like the mixing pot for that stuff, right? So, and it's not necessarily good or bad, but it could be detrimental. So that's the thing within the whole spiritual community. It's like we're all at different levels. Know when to compare maturely without toxic traits for a different balance or not, and realize that the new age spirituality, it's used with inclinations of distortion, untruth, and that usage of it is just based on coming out of a dark age, and it's no one's fault. And like all of the many ascended masters were here to help us, right? So like obviously thanking just like not even necessarily naming one name, because there's ones that there's like helpers out there, that helped us, right? So it's not like, giving credit to just one person, obviously, but because it's a movement, right? There's a movement of purity balance, right? So within that purity balance, it's a different type of pleasure. It's a whole different type of pleasure, because that pleasure, it's making us lean. It's making us lean towards like what we could be excited to grow with, such as general cultivation of growth, right? That general cultivation of growth, pure titillation energy, that pure titillation energy. It's that's what we're all kind of like going for, right? We're all kind of going for that, and it's not to like there's no like shame or guilt here, even though that could creep up within just the different various types of quote unquote shadows that there are, end quote. So the 3D, it's a very quote unquote tricky game, end quote, because the shadows that come back to you, they're the ones blocking you to how you want to manifest, quote unquote manifest, end quote, what you would like to become. But that's the thing, no one could really manifest something without a process and a particular type of hard work and a particular type of leverage to get you towards that, right? So this is just my balanced truth, right? And obviously rate me with new intelligence, right? Because the intelligence will always have new epiphanies, and after the new epiphanies that are there with the new intelligence, and my phone got memory cleared, or it got like there was more clearing of the memory, so I feel like I could go like a little longer, and yeah, 3D is just very tumultuous, right? Tumultuous, scorching it, yo. Don't be overly holding it, yo. Indulging it, engorging it. You already know I'm soaring it, I'm flowing it. I'm glaring it. Yo, shout out to every female that's looking overly, yo, special and dazzled and bezeled, diamond deluxe, gorgeous with it, yo, torching it, yo. Molten lava flames. That's how I be flowing it. Yes, I already said that, yo. Shout out to dude, where's my car when they trying to worship Sultan? Oh shit, are you sulking? I'm bulking. Energy wise though. Where is Walto with the steel toe boot? Yo, tenor saxophone with the alto. So the main little point of this video is just like recognizing that there's a collective shadow, and that collective shadow is not necessarily acknowledged, and since the collective shadow is not necessarily acknowledged, most respectively, then we could be in our own subjective confusion and subjective clarity, because even enlightenment is subjective to you. We could all have little turn-ons of enlightenment and then turned offs of enlightenment with however the higher beings are looking at this earth life as just a snap of their finger, if Brahma lives for like billions of years, right? And like a day of this earth is just like a day, or like the whole earth is like a day of the life in Brahma, and for that's a whole different case, and I've spoken on that in the underground. Like there's wild conversations out there, right, that are there. So I'm just saying, generally, I'm doing this to enhance collective intelligence, put that collective intelligence out there so I could see it eventually gradually come into the world, right? Because wouldn't you like to actually vote for like paradise rather than it just being rhetorical and it being fleeting? Wouldn't you want? Isn't that the mission though, says the predecessors? So with general spirituality, no disrespect to any enlightened beings, but what the thing that's going over our head is like there's a factor that's a collective shadow that plays individually, subjectively as a challenge to all the individuals. That's the thing. So it's like and for people to sell their programs and have the ability to leverage that because they have a certain bearing. Wow, that's just different dynamics from a past age, and now we're on a threshold going on to a new age. And the general point of this video is saying that like the intelligence is now catching up to see that sometimes we can't just like be us, we have to face the reality's shadow. You have the best life ever.